Hello, America, and to our friends around the world, greetings. Welcome back. As you can read here from the New York Post, Heartless Nebraska teen who slit newborn son's throat after secret birth to spend at least 35 years behind bars for gruesome slaying. Before we get into the story, there is a beginning to a pushback, and that is it's not much, but there does seem to be a few stories that are coming out of women actually being sentenced, and not just probation sentences or like Angela, weekends for 23 months max type sentence. No, this one, for example, being 35 years. And there was another one where the judge said, I hope you never get out of jail. Maybe it's this one. I could be mistaken, but I was sharing that account with somebody yesterday, that it was such a heinous case that the judge flat out said, you're serving X amount of years for this charge, you're serving an X amount of years for this charge, and on and on. It was about 3 to 5 different charges. And the trick that a lot of judges, when sentencing, will do is they will do what's called concurrent sentencing, which means if you have a 3-year charge and a 5-year charge and a 18-month charge, they will put together so that that first one for 18 months knocks off the 18 months off the 3-year and 5-year, and then what you have remaining off of that 3-year then knocks off, so that you're only in there for 5 years of what would have been, roughly a 10-year or close to a 10-year sentence. And this one is consecutive. Each charge, this woman that I was describing was sentenced that so heinous as described by the judge that he hoped she never gets out, and to make certain she had a 20-year charge and a 10-year charge. So maybe it's this one. I could be mistaken. Twisted Nebraska teen was handed decades-long sentence Thursday for fatally slashing her newborn son's throat just moments after secretly giving birth in her childhood bedroom. So what we have here is an 18-year-old woman who is at home, from the way they describe it, and was out there playing around and became pregnant and hid it from everybody, and then gave birth in her family's home, of which she still lived. Prosecutors said the cold-hearted teen, who was 16 years old at the time, it seems about right, being at home, delivered the baby boy in secret and retrieving a knife from the kitchen in November 2023. She'll spend 35 to 60 years behind bars after pleading no contest to second-degree murder. Come on, New York Post. You guys are getting better, but you're still hit and miss. You at least use the appropriate word when describing the grape thing a few days ago. This woman is not a new mom. She is a villain. You can't cast it more black and white as it is. The Chloe Coplen-Anderson, who hid her pregnancy, hurried back to her bedroom where she slit the baby boy's throat. Police arrived at the home after the father reported that the baby wasn't breathing, telling the responding officer the child was stillborn. It was too late to save him. So he lied. So you put your daughter's murderous, villainous ways before an innocent. Maybe there is some truth to men need to do better. The officer rushed to the teen's bedroom where her distraught mother, who spotted marks on the slain baby, said her daughter was responsible for the infant's death. Wow, what a role reversal. The father's the simp. That's not too surprising. And the mother is the one that's holding the moral line of right and wrong, calling it out. Both parents also told the cop they saw their cruel child remove the knife from the kitchen. They didn't find the knife until the father did, and then they retrieved it. He was found wrapped in a towel with hacked windpipe and multiple stab wounds on the left side of his chest. She was trying to stab his heart. She wanted to break it, literally. So she'll be 76. Already 2 years into her sentence. We have a serious mental health crisis. This is not the first story that I've shared with all of you about a mother, and even I'm doing it, a woman giving birth and then murdering her child. We had the the foreign exchange student who was in France throwing it out the window. We had the woman on the East Coast, somewhere on the East Coast area, using letter openers, or using a metal letter opener. And until America and the rest of the world are willing to be honest about the mental health issue that's facing our young women and what it's, how it's being done. There's a lot of assertions that it's, TikTok brain or, social media, and I'm not an expert. I don't know. My adult child, before they died, graduated from university with a degree in psychology, and we often spent time conversing about various things. I miss those days. Keep your children safe. Get them out of the schools from these abusers. I know Bill Cosby's not a popular name with a lot of people, but one of the best things he ever said is having children is allowing your heart to run around outside of your body. Allowing it to be unprotected, exposed to the harsh and cruel real world. I don't know the exact quote, but that is something that's stuck with me for a long time.